reason that we came to Australia was basically my husband was in the merchant navy, and they sold the ship he worked on for 8 years, and that meant he had to start from scratch. He had a good position, and well, starting from scratch is no fun. He always liked Australia, so I got a letter from Singapore, would you like to go to Australia? Big decision. And I said yes. The reason we came to Smithfield is that we were importers of giftware and we sold to the chemist trade. So we needed a warehouse. We bought this warehouse and, well, we had our good times and then the bad times came and the warehouse was basically empty. Then we met our printer and he decided to get us in touch with the people who brought in the furniture. And that's the whole thing started to roll from there on. And then my husband came with the bright idea, let's put a little shop in front of the furniture. And we will sell a pound of cheese and some licorice, and maybe we will sell a lounge suite. And it happened exactly like that. In Holland, they don't believe you. If you tell them people come in to buy a kilo of drop or any other licorice or anything, and they walk out with a lounge suite, but it does happen like that. I think when you leave the country, you have no idea what you're going to do, what lays ahead, you know. I mean, I didn't speak any English, so I had no idea. But, well, I think, well, with a lot of hard work, I mean, it didn't come easy, but I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve, and we still work hard. I would like to retire, but, well, what do? You can't shut the door. I don't know. Maybe Monique would like to carry on, but not in this fashion. It's too big. So we really like to downsize it a bit. Maybe she wants to continue. I don't know. We haven't really spoken about it. But we definitely want to downsize. The people we get today are a lot of older people, the older migrants. The house is paid, everything is paid for, so they just live. And they live well, and they like to eat well. And they also teach their kids to eat the same way or a similar way as they've been brought up. So people come, they shop, they look, and they drool. And maybe not today, but in 6 months' time, when they have some money available, they will come back and buy the lounge suite.
We are semi-retired now. Now we really work hard. We walk for a half hour every morning, and we'll be out and play golf today. It does make us fit, and we can eat more of that.
And why did you come to Australia?
The weather.
Really? It's too hot.
But now,
in the old days,
that time,
it's not that hot.
Missing about Holland, if you asked me that 25 years ago, I probably would have said yes. Not after 42 years, no. Definitely not. You keep in touch with Holland. Maybe that's why we don't miss it, because, well, we eat Dutch. We probably think Dutch, we speak Dutch. More Dutch than English at times. So, yeah, Dutch shop is Holland. It's Holland down under. So, going back to Holland, no, thank you.
My husband had relatives in Canada, and we did apply for immigration there, but unfortunately he didn't have the brownie points. And then he worked for an international bank, and the phone went one morning, and it was a gentleman in New Zealand, and he offered my husband a job in Australia, and he came out here and he decided that yes, he'd like it. So here we are. Hello, how are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Come inside.
Come straight through.
Hi, my name is Lindell. I'm originally from Cape Town, South Africa, and I've been in Australia for just on 16 years.
Yeah, my name's Nick, I'm from Johannesburg, and I've been here for 13 years. I've been overseas for 3. So.
The only real sort of change in our lives is the fact that we live in a smaller house on a smaller property, really. I think we were as immigrants, we're very fortunate. but then in South Africa there was the home help that we don't have here, so obviously we don't miss the large grounds or the big house.
I'd say I miss it a lot more than what mum and dad do. I really can't put a finger on it, to be quite honest. It's just that's who I am. I've always felt very strongly about that. That's how where I was born will always be a big part of what I am. It's always a big part of my life.
Certain aspects, like where you can go for the sort of unique holidays, or my friends, definitely. My family to a certain extent, but I don't have many of them left now. So, but when I look back on life in general, yes, I do miss it, but not that much.
I think I miss the culture more than anything else, the African culture.
The political situation is something that really I don't really know much about, except that when I hear stories about crime, you used to hear stories about crime with people you didn't know. They were just, reports in the newspaper, whereas now it's happening to people that I do know. So from that point of view, it's quite scary. I wouldn't say it's hostile, but it's very sort of the haves and the have-nots. Whereas if crime happens here, mainly it's to obtain money for drugs or something like that. Whereas over there, it's because the guys haven't got what you've got, really. I do feel a lot safer here, yes. Like if I go to bed and I realise that I haven't shut the front door, then yes, perhaps I might wake up in the morning, whereas I might wake up in the morning in South Africa, but all my goods and chattels would be gone.
We would all love to go back, but it's just an option of just waiting and seeing what happens.
I believe that here in Australia, he's had the education, he's had the chance to better himself, and he's got the world at his feet.
I mean, I think when I went back in August, it had improved a lot. Like, the job opportunities were strengthening. There were industries that weren't very strong before, and they were strong now.
Sort of going through a stage at the moment where I maintain it's apartheid in the reverse, because they're employing, rightly so, educated Africans, and they're ignoring everybody else, which is fair enough. You can't really blame them.
I'd love to go back, I really would, but I want to have a strong look at job opportunities and stuff like that before I do.
No, I don't think that I could live there again. Not as it is now. And I don't think it's going to change in my lifetime, so, no.
Oh, I'm lost without you.